Hello and welcome to Tuesday Night Torg. I am JM, your GM. Welcome to Torg Tuesdays, where we are playing through a unique campaign in a great setting and system, Torg Eternity, which if you are joining us together tonight for the very first time, it is a game set on a Earth where Die Hard is a documentary as opposed to a action movie. And this amped up action-oriented Earth is invaded by a number of different cosms. Realities are colliding. The war for potential and hope of Earth is on the line. And standing at the forefront of this defense are my Horsemen, the members of the Delphi Council Storm Knights who carry their own bit of their personal cosms and reality with them no matter where they go. It's been 2 weeks. It's so good to see everybody. Just going to get this out there. Excuse any technical difficulties we've had tonight. I am back in the studio. Everyone else is remote, mainly because of technical issues at other locations. So there may be a bit of sound delay, a little bit of things sounding differently. Just bear with us. I do appreciate it. So we are in the cosm of unicorns and fluffy bunnies, known as Orrorsh. Just kidding. Orrorsh is the cosm of 1800s Victorian horror. And the group is going forward. Hold on, let me check this out. JD, are you getting any sound? All right, well, fun times. Why don't you guys try saying something and see if they can hear you or if it is just me?
Lady Salvo, test.
Anton is here.
There we go.
Have they got sound from y'all?
Edith.
Okay.
All right. Well.
So they can hear me and Anton.
Give me 1 second.
And Edith. Maddie, you want to test?
Oh, hey. Helps if my mic isn't muted.
Yeah, they hear you too. So it's they apparently hear all of us. I don't know if they hear Jay.
All right, we have sound fixed back. All right, so when we last left our group off, you Phantom is saying, our moderator is saying that we do. Thank you, by the way, to JD, who pivoted like a boss, and to Phantom, who is always on call as an amazing moderator. We could not do this without you. All right, so Horsemen, when we last left off, you guys were all, you survived a firebombing attack at the Grey Ferret Inn, having entertained a fellow monster hunter. There was a bit of posturing among all of the Horsemen and the Storm Knights and the Monster Hunter, but you guys managed to rest up for the evening, only to be attacked in the middle of the night by alchemical flame-wielding maniacs, many of which were brutally burned to death by the Horsemen. As we have said before on this channel, if fire doesn't solve your problems, you're just not using enough. So the group made it to a nearby railway station and bought tickets and boarded to head to the coast so that they could somehow from there pick up a boat and head to the prison of Kalapane, which is where the warden, this minion of the Gaunt Man, found. And as you boarded, several of you had senses of deja vu, yet as you get in and you sit down in your all-night cart, or your car where you are you're sitting kind of like I said, like the overstuffed chairs, little table between you, windows kind of halfway down, the cold night air blowing in, the lights from the lamps flickering. The train starts to slowly rumble to life, and you pull out of the station and head into the hills to the east. as those two pick up speed, and soon the rhythmic clack, 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 clack of the train just sort of lulls you all into a sense of kind of a sense of tranquility, maybe a loosening of the knots in your shoulders in a way you may haven't experienced for several months because you've been playing in one of the games. So as the train rolls out, you guys, the five of you sit down, Tyrannic, Edith, Lady Sabo, Anton, and Genevieve. What are you guys doing?
Sound asleep.
Lady Salvo just passes out. All right. Edith, what about you?
What sort of amenities are there on this train? Is there a dining car?
There is a dining car. Bryce, the attendant who's kind of walking up and down the aisle, definitely lets you know. Oh yes, my lady, it's a pleasure to have you aboard. The dining car is 2 cars, engine work. Also, the sleeper cars, if there are any available rooms, you can find one of the general sleeper cars to the rear.
And what time of day is it? Is it quite early?
It's quite early. You were attacked sometime shortly after midnight.
Okay. Well, I think for now I'm going to stay in the car and observe the countryside. I don't know. But when it gets a little more reasonable time for like breakfast, I want to go down to the dining car and see who all's on the train.
All right, as you watch out the window, you clearly see like the rolling hills. There's a lot of mists. Every so often the clouds part and you can see a full moon. And you, Edith, being the monster hunter that you are, definitely can pick out the difference between just packs of dogs and maybe creatures that are a bit more cursed, howling as they run alongside the train. Genevieve, what are you doing?
V will probably sit up with Edith and try and discuss what the heck happened with Tyrannic. I feel like we have a lot of tea, as it were, to sip and figure out what happened. And see, is there any
He gets up, as soon as you start talking about him, he gets up and he heads towards that dining car that was pointed out to him.
Well, I mean, I'd probably wait until he like got up to leave or something. I wouldn't like talk about him right in front of him.
Well, he still gets up and heads.
Perfect.
The door slides open. You guys all get a blast of cold night air, and he closes the door and opens the one to the next card.
And then is there any kind of like, can I just suss out the technology on this train? Like, are the lamps naphtha? Are they electric? Is there any kind of?
They are definitely naphtha. There is nothing above steam engine technology here.
Yeah. Okay. No, it's fine. Yeah. Then I'm just drinking tea with Edith.
Okay. Anton, what's you?
Who is in the car with us? Is this like an open car, or are we in a smaller?
No, it's an open car. There are 8 series of booths on each side of this car, which are basically 2 benches facing each other with a table mounted to the floor. And as you look around, there are only 2 other people in the car with you. 2 young women in kind of the typical high collared dresses of the time. Archibald Peacock would know exactly what that outfit would, convey to anyone on the train. But sadly, Archie's not here.
Do they look suspicious? Like, are they eyeballing
How
us?
would you?
Are they paying undue attention to us and our lizard friend?
They definitely looked at Tyrannic as he walked by out of the car. The one facing you, they're kind of facing each other. So the one with her back to the next car, I mean, she does glance over at the four of you from time to time.
Okay.
The longer you watch, the more it happens.
What's that?
The longer you watch, the more it happens, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Like the more you stare at them, the more they stare at you.
Okay. I will try to just keep an eye on them looking at the window opposite, like just a reflection, just to see what they're doing without. Yeah, because I don't want to be the one that's staring at them to make them nervous.
Go ahead and give me a find roll.
Let me find that for you. Yeah. We'll just say, nah, I don't see anything.
As you don't see anything? All right.
Yeah.
Lady Salvo is dreaming of the cold and dark streets of Cairo, chasing down various villains that she has known throughout her time. Edith,
you can tell she's dreaming. Her trigger finger switches.
her trigger fingers. Pantomiming shooting. Edith and V, you were having this discussion. Anton, you're watching these two, and you can see that they're having cups of tea, and every so often, like the one sees you watching the window and smiles knowingly, and the one across from her kind of titters a little bit. And as you watch, the door that Tyrannic exited, so engineward, opens up, and this guy kind of steps in. His clothes look very disheveled. He has several large dirt stains that you can see that seem fresh, like a clod of dirt just falls off of his overcoat as he steps in. Long wool coat that goes all the way to the floor, gray wool. Shock of white hair that looks like it was combed nicely at one point, but is now kind of it looks tousled. He's a wide-eyed look in his eye. He steps in. He locks eyes with you, Anton. He opens his mouth and he turns down and looks. Not again. And he steps back and he slams the door shut and heads back towards the dining car.
Did he look like freshly from the grave? Clods of dirt falling off him?
I saw your find roll.
Okay.
I mean, that's a.
It was a modified
maybe.
down to a 2.
Yeah, so I'm going to say that, Anton, if that was your first question, then definitely.
Gotcha. I wake up, Lady Salvo.
What? Huh? What? Can I
And then
lift up my
regretting
hat?
I'm surprised, like, what?
I don't go so far as to draw them, but I
She wakes
definitely
up, guns drawn, and karate chop ready.
I definitely touch them to make sure they're there, but I will. Look, what is it? What?
And I described the man that just popped in, covered in dirt, like he was fresh from the grave, and then ran away. This is Orrorsh, so.
Which way did he go?
I point. He opened the door, stuck in, and stepped back out.
Well, let's follow him, see where he's going.
Gotcha. I just point to V.
You
What
want
do
all
you
of us
do,
to go?
Edith?
I just want you to know that we're leaving, so you don't
Oh, okay.
think, we're in another seat, and all of a sudden, like, where did they go? We're alone.
Copy that.
I feel like
Yeah,
we should
So
follow
you two
them.
are staying here.
I think Edith says she's coming too.
Yes.
Yeah. V,
JM,
are you staying here?
I will slowly follow. I'm gonna keep an eye on the women that are giggling at Anton. And
Okay.
try and figure out why they're giggling at Anton. If it's just
They're tittering. That is the
Yeah.
There's a difference between a titter and a giggle.
okay,
I will not attempt to replicate them, but I know for a fact that they're
right. I want to try and ascertain why they are doing so.
give me an evidence analysis roll. What are you gonna do? You were trying to get my attention, Lady Sal. What were you gonna do?
going stealth.
Okay, give me a stealth roll.
Well, my dice blew up. It's 21, JM.
Anton, you turned back to Lady to talk to Genevieve, and when you turn back, Lady Salvo is gone, just gone. All right, so Lady Salvo, you're stealthing with a 21. You know what? The Nile Empire is, to the best of your ability, a couple of decades ahead of where you're at in Orrorsh. But I will be honest. You feel more at home here on this train. You're used to, sulking through trains, hunting a quarry, prepared to do battle on the outside or on the roof, presumably right before it goes into a tunnel and you have to throw yourself flat.
Yeah,
right?
it's
This is Lady Salvo's
Something about-
adjacent territory.
something about this feels suitably dramatic.
Mm-hmm. Before the rest head out.
I'm on par with Anton. I rolled a 3, so that gets me to a 5.
All right, so V, as you kind of study this and try and put the pieces together, the only thing that comes up is Anton an attractive man? I mean, maybe. Those two are definitely staring at him like he is.
I feel like V doesn't understand any of that. Which is why
Nope,
she
that's
has
why it's a
to
question.
it.
I put questions at the end of every one of those
Right.
statements.
Perfect. Because yeah, this is why she has to talk to Edith about the whole tyrannic Grigori thing, because it's just straight
Just
over her
way
head.
over her head. All right, so are you heading into the next car with them?
I'll follow at a distance. I'm not gonna get right up in it.
All right, so I have Anton and Lady Sal going first, Edith kind of in the middle, and then lurking behind Lady or V. Yes, Anton, what you got?
So when we go through that door, Lady Salvo's gone. Is it a similar car to this, or is it one with like compartments?
No,
with
actually, as you
doors?
step through, you've got to pull the door open, and it resists a little bit as the vibrations of the train kind of pick up. There's a little bit of a pressure differential. You kind of step out onto the little platform that extends over the linking carriage, and as you look into the next one, it's dark. I mean, you can see like a light on the other side, and you can see there are bags. Some of them are stacked, some are netted in, some are roped down, but it seems there's a baggage car between you and the dining room.
Okay. Not seeing Salvo, since I turn, go back, Salvo's gone. I yelled to Edith, quickly, they grabbed Salvo, and I dash into the car, frantically looking for her. Because you're gone. That Nephris man.
Why?
Oh,
dash-
Anton, this is why I continue to invite you to games, sir. You are a genuine delight. You go dashing in. At least, Salvo, you're not gone. You know exactly where you are. All right, so Edith, you're heading in.
I'm going to pause
right.
outside the door.
The three of you
but
are in this
yeah.
car. Okay, kind of in the carriage assembly area. Okay, so you got the door behind you slide shut. You've got the door in front of you open. You can clearly see Anton's silhouette, but you know that Lady Salvo is like a shadow in the night, and finding her in a dark baggage car. You all three, you definitely get this very strange, pungent odor coming from the next car. It sort of hits all of you as soon as you kind of get past the smell of the smoke and the steam billowing out of the engine that's kind of coming past, the smell of the countryside being carried by the air, the smell of the pollen in the air. As that starts to fade, especially for Lady Salvo and Anton, you really get this very almost sickeningly sweet scent coming from this car.
It doesn't smell like the Dwemer tree that we ran into Central Park. Didn't hear you.
It does not smell like that.
Okay.
JM, I want to look around for any crates that are open.
It does not, no. So I sort of look around, you can see that there, like, you probably work a large number of these open. There are large steamer chests that have locks, but you're pretty convinced that your lock-picking skills exceed those of a late 19th century steamer tank chest. There are suitcases, there are large satchels. Why don't you give me an evidence analysis roll to see what you find?
That's a mishap.
Anton and Edith, well, Lady Salvo is looking. Anton and Edith, you hear someone shuffling about. At least on the, as if there are bags are subtly shifting. People are like someone is in the car with you looking at bags. It sounds like.
I'm just on alert, ready to unleash fire.
Haven't had one of those in a while. You then hear, so now you find a very interesting steamer trunk. It is sort of, it looks like it's been very recently kind of put up on the top of a stack. And as you go to pull it free, it is precariously balanced. And Edith and Anton, you hear this collapse of luggage. As Lady Salvo, you are inundated with luggage that pulls free from the wall. And you will take 4 points of shock.
Ow, 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 ow.
What do you, Edith and Anton?
Do I notice Lady Salvo at this time?
Edith?
Only caught my
Didn't
name.
catch that. Yeah, that's all I heard was Edith.
What do you do?
Oh,
Lovely.
Do we see Salvo, or just the bags that kind of erupt out into the carriage? Bags come out. Luckily, I'm wearing
All
brown
right,
pants,
Maddie.
and I jump out of the
So,
way,
as
not knowing.
you kind of see Edith and Anton move into the next car. As you are standing there, there is a bump, and one of the women drops her teacup and shatters all over the table.
So the lady in the car behind, look, so the car that I'm still in, lady drops her teacup and shatters. Okay, then I will turn around real quick to see what's going on.
You just see the bags that are falling over.
So I saw bags fall over.
Give
and
me
she
just
dropped
one quick second. I apologize for apparently my laggy delay. All right, so Maddie, they ask you.
Oh noes! V, in a flurry of sudden ninja prowess, just takes out these two Victorian ladies, flinging them around the room in a very dramatic fashion. But of course, no one else in the group can see this because they're in a different car. So it's really just a private triumph for V.
Yes, Edith
She
and
binds
Anton
them
are,
with their
are
own
fighting the animated luggage.
It's a whirlwind of valises and suitcases and
Not the hat box.
duffel bags.
Someone's really expensive fedora just got like chopped out of existence. I imagine V getting
Ruined.
really angry at the corsets and just grabbing them by their corsets, throwing them around.
There's like a mannequin in there somewhere for no reason.
Limbs going everywhere.
And I think Lady Salvo will sheepishly appear from underneath and ow. I was
I still
thinking.
don't see you.
She says, "No, I mean I'm clearly not stealthing anymore." I was thinking, she says out loud, that maybe this man may have climbed out of one of the pieces of luggage, like a steamer trunk or something, or maybe there's a crate full of dirt or something. But I didn't see anything like that. Have you?
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hot dog.
Yes.
All right. So here we go. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties are the name of the game today. All right. So let me jump back to where we were at when you guys were asking questions. I think I fixed all of our delay issues. So
Perfect.
thanks, guys, for being patient and just running with it. All right. So Edith and Anton, you do not see Lady Salvo, but you do see crates fall between you and the steamer trunk, or you and the light, as these suitcases come falling off of the shelves and the walls where they are mounted. V, the two women stand up, obviously distressed at the state of their dresses and their outfits, and ask you for help.
Oh, I don't really know your getup. What do you need help with?
Just find a towel, find something. If this gets stained, Mother will kill me.
Are there any of those like cloth things they put on the headrest of chairs to prevent them from?
Oh yeah, you turn around and there's some on every one.
Perfect. I just start like grabbing them without moving too far and like throwing them to them because V is clearly not a refined Victorian lady, so things.
This is a job for Maddie's other character on the B team. All right, in the baggage car, Lady Salvo, you got hit by not a literal ton of luggage, but a lot of luggage. Edith, and you're standing still on the carriage exchange. Anton, you have moved in, ready to burn anything. What are you guys doing?
So Lady Salvo sheepishly got herself out from underneath their luggage, rubbed her bruises, and was explaining that the reason she was here was looking for possibly something the man might have crawled out of, like a crate or a steamer trunk. But I have clearly not seen anything of that.
Is there a coffin?
Anton,
It's
as you
covered
look
in
around, there's not a coffin, but gosh darn it, that steamer trunk that was the one that started the luggage avalanche on top of Lady Salvo, it looks like it was hastily closed, and in the dim light, it looks like there is a large, maybe like a piece of a cape hanging out of it, and as you watch, it flutters a little bit in the darkness.
Are you ready? I can open it with my telekinesis as I look to Edith and Lady Salvo. Okay, I will attempt. This is how the dice are going tonight. There it is, telekinesis. I'm gonna roll a possibility. To add to that 2. Okay, so that's a minimum of 10, so that should be at least a 12, so I get no penalty. And my kinesis is 16. Hey, I still get a good success, and so my effective strength is a 13 just to lift the lid on that trunk.
Okay.
Even though I rolled horribly.
All right. So you lift the lid, and V, as you kind of turn, you gather up all of these neck rests, and as you turn around, both of the ladies are sort of standing right there in front of you.
Nope, 100% don't like that. What are they doing right in front of me?
They both kind of hold their hands out to you, palms up, and they say, "Welcome back, Genevieve." As you lift the lid up, you can see, Anton, that there is a body in the steamer trunk that Lady Salvo found. But it is not a human body. It is Peaches' body. Peaches has been gutted from tail to throat and splayed open and left in the steamer trunk.
Look,
My
Jan,
God.
Michael isn't here doesn't mean you can brutally murder Peaches. Okay? It's not his fault.
I slowly close the lid, look at Edith and Lady Salvo, and we saw nothing. Let's go back to V.
No, someone must pay for this.
I'm not telling Tyrannic. That's all I'm
Peaches is
saying.
one of us.
I mean, Peaches was one of you.
We need to find the killer.
Yeah, we need to go get V immediately because we're clearly in significant amounts of danger.
Anton, you want to help me see if I can determine how Peaches was killed, like with a knife or a claw?
Sure.
You
I'll open the lid
need
back
more
up.
light. You gonna make some light there with your pyromancy or your pyrokinesis? I apologize. You're a scion, not a mage.
That's right. Well, I'll lift the lid back up since it's concentration. I'll lift Peaches' body out, and we can take it back to the other car that has more light. I'll
Okay.
just float it.
So you
I'm not touching it.
So in the dark, Lady Salvo, you see the corpse of Peaches sort of rise up, limply flapping in the darkness as the three of you journey back into the cart. Now, as you arrive there, you arrive and you can see as you move back in, V is sort of patting down the dress of one of the two women who clearly has tea spilt on her. The other woman is nowhere to be seen. V, as you look up, as you look past them, you can see Edith is coming back. Lady Salvo is coming back. Peaches is just sort of lazily flapping in the air, and Anton kind of comes behind him.
What's going on with Peaches? I can't keep a straight face.
That is right. That is right, Restar. It is definitely a no pets allowed train.
This is like suddenly the darkest timeline.
Someone's killed Peaches, I will say.
But Peaches was just here. Like, there's been no time for someone to kill Peaches.
We found the body stuffed in a trunk.
First question, how did they get giant Peaches in a trunk?
It's a big steamer chunk, and
Yeah,
they definitely folded him into it.
It's possible, especially when you quarter things into smaller pieces and then put them in the trunk.
What's important right now is we need to find the killer.
There's a killer on the train?
Chunks of Peaches? Like, wait, is this like a whole Peaches you're flapping around, or is this like chunks of Peaches?
This is a mostly whole Peaches. Now that you're in the light, Lady Salvo, you wanted to investigate the corpse of Peaches. Peaches was definitely ripped open by something. It is too ragged to be a knife, but too sharp to be kind of sort of a blunt force injury. But as you watch, as you look in the light, Anton sets Peaches down, reverently or not, on one of these tables. You can see that not only was Peaches gutted, but all of those guts are missing.
Someone or something tore it open with like a claw, probably not a blade, and took all the guts out of the body.
Not okay, Mark. Not okay.
Hey, that was the chat.
Edith, as you are looking around, you notice that someone is coming back through the baggage car towards yours.
So I have my crossbow out. Yeah.
At the
and I
ready.
ask V, where's the other woman?
The woman who V was kind of, blotting is, I believe, the correct term. Goes, Lara, she went that way, back towards the sleeper car to get me a new dress. My gown. And then she flushes as she looks at Anton.
This is the train car named Desire.
Remember, if you were in any other cosm but Orrorsh, I would be handing out possibilities. But
Darn you, Orrorsh. Yeah, I will.
Orrorsh hears your puns, and they fall on deaf and uncaring ears.
I mean, you already brutally murdered Peaches. You might as well just give us possibilities, sympathy votes.
But yeah, you
I
definitely
would.
Michael some possibilities.
At this point, Edith, you can see the person's coming closer. V, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to stop aggressively patting this woman down because I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm going to just kind of look at Peaches and try and figure out what's going on.
You want to try and investigate what happened to Peaches?
I don't know that I really want to get any closer to Peaches. I'm maybe trying to figure out how we're going to explain this to Tyrannic. Edith, have you ever seen this before? Like, what would do this?
Edith, you have profession Monster Hunter, don't you?
I do.
Would you like to give me a profession Monster Hunter roll?
I would love to. Um, 17.
17. It's really hard to tell. One, you're normally used to looking at these on human, these kind of marks on a human body. Your best guess with a 17 is one of three things. It's either werewolves, could be vampires, could be skinwalkers.
None of those are good.
Really? I thought they sounded nice and cuddly.
It could be a vampiric werewolf skinwalker.
I think
That
there's
does
too
sound
much.
like something JM would do.
There's too much
Yeah.
blood for a vampire, I think.
Yeah.
I am wondering if they took the entrails for some awful version of like ornithomancy,
Yeah, awful is the word.
like divination.
Oh,
Yeah.
ew.
Yeah, I definitely want to give you a possibility for
Yep.
ornithomancy, so please take one. That is the most Edith Orrorsian thing that you have said.
Eat it. So skinwalkers, does this mean like they cleaned out Peaches to make themselves like a Peaches suit? Like, what does skinwalkers mean?
Yeah, JM, what are skinwalkers in this game?
Oh,
they gonna
well,
ask
I'm glad that you asked. Edith opens her mouth, and just imagine all of this is happening in Lily's voice and not mine. Well, you know that skinwalkers are foul creatures capable of assuming the identities of those they murder. In their natural forms, they appear as blood-soaked skeletons with eyes and internal organs still bound within the viscera and the frame of their body. You know that they are definitely difficult to spot, to deal with, and to manage because they are near perfect imitations of those they kill and they replace. The door behind you opens, Edith, as soon as you finish spewing out the details that you learned through your years of keen monster hunting.
So how do you know when you meet one, Edith? Is there any sign whatsoever?
Usually you find the dead body of whatever it is they are impersonating.
Very good.
Well,
Don't
we
trust Peaches.
know we have the body, so do we have a blanket or something we could wrap it up in?
Oh, I have one in my car. Come, I will take you there. And she goes running to the back of or not running, she is a Victorian lady, so she shuffles pleasantly towards the back of the car.
I shrug and follow her.
All right. The door behind you opens, Edith. So, Lady Salvo, the young lady says, "Oh, hello. I'm Luna, by the way," and she opens the door.
Call me Lady Salvo, I say. I will walk through.
Okay. The door, as Lady Salvo exits the one car, or exits your car, the door opens and Tyrannic walks back in. There was no good fool. Oh my God, Peaches! What did you do? And he looks right at Edith.
What? When did Peaches leave you?
I sent Peaches back specifically to let you know that breakfast was being served. What did you do to Peaches? And he sort of drops to his knees and lets out this mournful, ululating, a dino's cry out into the car.
Peaches never made it to us. We didn't do anything tyrannic. Someone did this to Peaches. I mean, the levitating, yeah, that was us. That was, well, I should say that was Anton. But like the dead part, we didn't do that.
Are you sure? She's been eyeing Peaches this whole time, and you heard what her fellow monster hunter said about me, that I was a monster to be gutted and killed.
No, she's been with me the whole time, Tyrannic. Nothing happened. We've just been sitting and chatting and having a nice
Where
time.
is Lady Salvo?
That I don't know. She went with one of these Victorian ladies to get new clothes.
Lady Salvo, Luna kind of takes you down to room 4. It says 4A. It's a little corner room, and she, hold on, and she sort of knocks. Lyra, we have guests. It's okay. It's one of the ladies from the car. And you kind of hear from inside Lady Salvo, "Oh, come on." And she opens the door and kind of steps back, and inside you can see there are 2 dead bodies on the floor. This other woman is covered in gore, and her face is sort of sliding off a little bit, and she's holding the face of someone else, but you can clearly see the other body in the room that is missing a face and has the guts spread over the floor of the train car is Genevieve. We're gonna jump into initiative rounds right now.
What?
Maddie, you're no longer you're a skinwalker now.
Cool.
Back in the cart, Edith, you can see Tyrannic sort of turns quickly to say something to you, and you can see Tyrannic's face. The skin on his face doesn't quite match the movement of his body. And you and Anton have 2 skinwalkers in the cart with you. First card is not like this. The villains suffer a setback, but do go first. So the train hits a bump, and Tyrannic slips on Peaches' wing. That wonderful, wonderful pterodactyl, saving your lives one last time as Tyrannic falls and loses his turn. Lady Salvo, you can see the one who has been munching on Genevieve sort of slips a bit on Genevieve's guts and also loses the turn. So there's 1 skinwalker on you and 1 skinwalker on the other group. So Anton,
V's tripping up the bad guys. Just saying.
You know what? I felt like that was super appropriate. So V, go ahead and give me. So I do need Lady Salvo, Anton, and Edith to give me willpower or spirit tests to avoid becoming very stymied this round. Okay, you are not stymied.
15.
Okay. I think all of you, V, you don't have to make it. You all pass. All right. So V, who do you want to eat the flesh of and then assume their identity?
No one?
Not an option.
No, I realize that. I guess Salvo because she's right in. Oh wait, no, I'm in the train. Wait.
You're in the train car with Anton and Edith.
Okay. So okay, my body. Okay, body's somewhere else. I'm in the car. Edith, even or odds?
Odds.
Sorry, Anton, I'm eating your face.
All right. Go ahead and give me a roll.
What am I rolling?
You're going to be rolling unarmed combat. Don't worry, I know what it is. Just go ahead and give me the roll.
That's a 2?
Sweet. I'm spending a possibility on that roll. Roll again.
That's 12.
All right, so a total of 14 is 1 up. Anton, your unarmored defense means that V will hit you for...
Yeah, I've got a 12 in unarmored.
Yep.
Unarmed.
All right, so Anton, you will get hit for 1 wound and 2 shock.
Au contraire, I will try to reality that to nothing.
By the way, the improved actions are intimidate and maneuver.
And you. Sorry.
18, this is an instance where it's good that I'm easy to hit.
An 18.
An 18 will remove 1 wound and all of the shock. So you do not take damage from that. The other one moves to attack Lady Salvo. And
Big mistake. Big mistake.
Unarmed combat is Lady Salvo's at a 16. A 21, so I'm up 5. So Lady Salvo, this Victorian woman comes from behind and drags claws down your back. You will only take 2 shock, I believe. Actually, yep, you will only take 2 shock, but I need a strength at -2 from you, as you can feel this paralytic poison spreading through your body.
We're going to spend a possibility on that.
Okay.
That was a 2. And a 14 makes it a 16, which is +3 to my strength. That's 11.
On 11 is with the -2.
Oh,
You
how
are
about
not
9?
a
9.
9. Lady Salvo, you can feel your body locks up from this paralytic poison. You are flat-footed to all attacks and may not move.
That's bad.
That is bad. It is now the hero's turn, which is Edith, Anton, and Lady Salvo.
You want to shoot her?
I don't think I can do anything.
No, you are restrained
I can still act?
by the poison. You are flat-footed to all attacks and may not move. On your turn, you may only attempt to break free, which is another strength test at the same penalty. If you make an outstanding success, you will get your... So a success ends the restraint but costs your action. A good or outstanding success, not only do you break free of the poison, but you get to act normally.
Am I still at -2?
You still will be at -2 because of the level of success they had on the attack.
Mishap.
All right. Edith and Anton.
You want to shoot? If not, I'm going to fry.
Yeah, I think I made some holy water bolts, so I'm going to load one of those and shoot.
All right.
Holy water is always a good option in Orrorsh.
I just use holy fire.
22.
On who were you attacking? Tyrannic or Genevieve?
Genevieve, because she's eating Anton.
She is attempting to eat Anton. All right, a 22 is good enough to be an outstanding success on Genevieve.
It's not really Genevieve because Genevieve is being eaten in the other cabin, so I feel less
you
bad
don't-
about this than I might.
Edith doesn't know that, though.
She's trying to eat Anton. Sorry. With an outstanding success, I roll 2d6 for damage.
You roll 2 bonus dice. Yeah, what's your base bonus? What's your base damage on your weapon? Okay, go ahead and roll the 2 bonus dice. Going to be attempting to soak.
So 4 and a 1, so a total of 5. Total
So
of
a
18.
total of 18.
Yes, and the holy water bolts do +2 damage against supernaturally evil creatures.
So we're at 20 damage. All right, so that exceeds
Probably.
my toughness by 10, which is 2 wounds and 4 shock. I only got a standard success, which would normally do the shock. So as you hit Genevieve in the face with this holy water bolt, it immediately starts, her skin starts to blister, rupture, and pop. And you can see like an old piece of parchment exposed to a flame. The mask of Genevieve sort of just peels back and crumbles apart. And you can see the holy water eating into the eyes and the organs, the vocal cords, the teeth, until the head just like sort of falls in on itself. Anton, it's your turn.
So it's not dead yet?
It is dead. It
Oh, okay.
drops. Genevieve drops to the ground screaming.
Okay. And Tyrannic did not attack us.
Nope, the setback.
But we noticed that he didn't look right.
You did notice
Oh.
he did not look right.
Roger. Then I will
Ah,
flame the lizard.
you will
With-
flame
I
the
drop-
lizard.
I dropped telekinesis, so I don't have a. Yeah.
Does Peaches make a squelching noise when they hit the floor when you drop them?
I think I've opened cans of peaches and accidentally dropped them, so it's really more kind of this like wet thunk.
It's versus their dodge or deck, so I need to know. I
Their
got-
dodge is 10.
Okay, I got a 20, so that's a good success.
That is an
Unless you-
outstanding success.
Yeah,
So
outstanding.
2 bonus dice of damage. What's your base damage there, Anton?
14 fire
Okay.
plus. Oh, that's a 6, so that's 8 and another 6, so that's 13 and another 6. 18, 19 plus 14.
So 33. So that's up. That's 4 wounds and 8 shock. Let's see if I can soak 4 wounds and 8 shock. Rolling for 20s. Gonna spend a possibility. All right, Anton, what's it look like?
Yeah, instead of throwing fire at things, they just combust. So the fire kind of comes from inside what we think is Tyrannic and just consumes the body. And then the last thing to split open into, like you described, parchment is the skin of Tyrannic, revealing this skinless form that just crumples to the ground and the breeze blows the ashes away.
All right. So that is the end of that round. The new card is when suddenly Villains go first, and heroes are confused, so you may not use cards from your pool this round. There are no people in the thing. Lady Salvo is very vulnerable. They attempt to eat Lady Salvo. Lady Salvo, does that, question, no, I'm not going to ask that. We'll just find out. All right, so the first one got a 21, which is +8, +4 from hit because you're very vulnerable. So they're at a total of +12 versus your unarmed defense of 16. So I'm at a total of 26. So they got an outstanding success against you. The first one did. The second one, a natural 20. Ooh, that's a 32. That's a plus. All right, so they both got outstanding successes, Lady Salvo. Your toughness is 9. So 4, 9, 12. The first one does 2 wounds and 4 shock. And the second one does 2 wounds and 4 shock. So I'm going to need 2 soak rolls from you.
Okay. Sure.
I'd say welcome to the dark side, but it's more like welcome to the dead side, ladies.
At this point, you all hear a double blast from the steam horn, which, Edith, you've ridden on a number of these trains. That is the signal that they are about to go into a tunnel. And you know all of the lights basically go out when they go into a tunnel.
Anton, we're going to need some light.
You have a burning tyrannic. Don't worry about it.
So I can only I had to spend a possibility in the first roll because it just wasn't going to get anywhere. But
Okay.
I did end up with a 22 reality
All right.
roll.
So you ignore the first, all of the wounds on the first and the shock.
Okay, so what was this? The second one?
Also 2 wounds and 4 shock.
Okay, I'm KO'd.
Okay.
But I've got a hero card if you want to roll.
You can't use hero cards this round. You are confused.
Oh, yeah.
Lady Sal.
Damn, stacked the deck against us.
What was that?
JM has stacked the deck against us.
I did not.
They've
The
only
deck came
disadvantage.
up the way it did. Lady Salvo, the last thing you see is that Victorian woman, her skin on her face sort of splitting open as her jaw opens wide and takes a bite out of you. Lady Salvo and Anton, you can hear, you can see someone in the other car through the double panes of glass, open the door, step into the carriage, and goes to open the other door, and you hit the tunnel, and everything gets much darker. What do you do?
We still have some light, yes? We have
You
a
have
burning tyrannic.
you have a burning tyrannic, lit only by the fire that Grigori set in his chest. You definitely see.
Fake tyrannic. I don't feel good about saying burning tyrannic. It's not
Yes,
really.
it is not pitch black. It is dim by you and dark on the other side of the cart. What do you want to do?
Can I activate a power?
Yeah, it's your action. Do what you like.
Okay, I activate awareness. Maybe bolster our defense.
All right, go for it.
Kind of touch Edith's arm and like we should back out of the light and put it between us and whatever came in the car, so we can't see us on the other side of the fire either. But awareness. That's 2, and it's precog 16, which is a good success because I beat it by 6. So our defense is up by 2 instead of 1 right now.
All
Physical
right,
defense
eat it.
for, I guess, just Since V doesn't count anymore.
Edith, what are you doing?
I mean, I don't have to reload the crossbow, but I, bring it back up and ask who goes there.
You hear coming from the darkness, Edith. Ring around, and there's this scraping noise as if like a claw is being dragged against the glass. Ring around the roses, pocket full of posies, ashes, ashes, you all fall down. You also hear, Edith, behind you, the door to the baggage cart opens.
Great.
Next card. Are you taking an action? Nope. Next card is run away with an exclamation point. Villains get an up and heroes go second. Defend or maneuver is the approved action. Edith,
Totally
out of the
stacked
darkness. What?
This is now the third. You've totally stacked this deck.
I did not. You guys saw me shuffle at the start of it.
Actually, I didn't see you shuffle, so
The chat, you guys saw me shuffle. Edith, the creature leaps out of this thing, rushes towards you, and as you watch, the Victorian woman is leaping towards you, and you can just see the skin on her face splits as this bloody skeleton sort of comes shooting out of the dress and the skin right at you. All right, Edith.
I'm gonna defend myself and sure.
If you would like to defend yourself, you are welcome to. Give me an unarmed roll. That will add to your unarmed defense.
And don't forget the bonus, a +2.
Thank you. How do we feel about a 13?
A total of 13 on the roll?
Yes.
Okay, so that sets your defense to a 13, as opposed to it being at a 12. So
I did math wrong. It's at a 14, but that's not really that different.
Well, I mean that's actually like quite a bit different.
Good.
3. That makes it go from an outstanding success to just a good success. And I'm going to forego the bonus die. I need a strength roll -2 from you, Edith.
How's a 20 catch ya?
20 means you're not paralyzed, I assume.
No, sorry. That was a 20 on the dice.
Okay.
Total of 19 less 2 is 17.
Okay, you are not restrained. Anton, you barely make out the fact that the door on the far side of the train has opened up again. And at first, there's a sigh of relief because you recognize Lady Salvo's hat, but you don't remember Lady Salvo wearing a long Victorian dress or missing all of the skin on her face. And she just kind of looks up, the bloody skeleton winks at you, and fires a shot. I'm going to spend a possibility on that one because that was already a good roll, but I want to make sure that this one sticks.
I was kind of hoping you skinwalkers would choke on your face mask.
12. Anton, your dodge is currently at what value?
15.
15. All right. Anton, at a 15, I got a 12, 11. Anton, Lady Salvo's shot hits you right in the chest. Lady Salvo, what's the base damage on your weapon?
14 AP2.
All right, 14 AP2. So that will drop Anton to 10 total. That's 10, 14, 19, 19. Anton, 4 wounds and 8 shock.
Holy moly. Well, now we're not confused anymore, right? So we can use
I have a
cards.
hero card in.
You are not confused anymore, no.
Okay, well, let me just spend my normal possibility, see if I need to. And I have hero and flurry in my hand. Oh, okay, well, dice suck tonight. Well, that's not going to do anything because this is Orrorsh. So we got to get up into the 20 to do anything.
15 to 20 to soak wounds.
Yowza! Okay, I'm going to use my hero to add to that. Come on, 20.
What'd you get,
So
Anton?
an 8, which counts as a 10. I can see the 20. It's laughing at me. So a 16 is only a 3. So I get a 17 on my reality, or not my, to try to soak.
So that will
something.
take care of the shock, but you will still suffer 3 wounds from the shot. Are you still up?
Yeah, that was the first wounds I took. I didn't hit,
Okay.
but the next one
All
will
right.
drop. Right, it's at 4 we drop over.
At 4, you drop over.
Yeah.
Edith and Anton, it is your turn.
I lash out at the shooter.
At the shooter?
Pyrokinesis at. What is that?
Okay, she is in darkness, so there is a -4 to hit her.
So -7. Is it 1 per wound?
1 per wound. You're at -7.
Okay. I scream in pain and lash out. Now I roll a 20.
That'll work.
So a 32 is 10. So my pyrokinesis is 26 versus their dodge or dex. Oh, wait, no.
26.
26 minus 7. So it's only 19. Sorry.
A 19 is a good success.
Ooh. So 16 fire damage.
All right, so you will. You can see that it seems that Lady Salvo's skeleton is more resistant to fire than Tyrannic.
But it's on fire, so we can see it.
I'll give you -2 instead of -4. Edith, you were up.
Shoot her!
We've got 2 in front of us and an unknown behind us.
You have 2 in front of you and an unknown behind you. Do you want to take a glance back?
No, but yes.
You can see it is that guy in the long wool coat with the shock of hair. He is bleeding from a wound across his forehead, and blood is sheathing the right side of his face. And he looks up at you, and he's struggling to open the door. And you can clearly see another figure blocking the light from the dining car as it slowly moves towards this guy. And he's struggling to open the door and kind of raps weakly on the window to get your attention.
It's all his fault anyway.
We don't know that.
What do you do, Edith?
I am trying to make the best of a terrible situation.
Okay. Just rapping against the door as he kind of drops to his knees.
I open the door.
He falls in, body across the threshold, and he kind of looks up at you, blood now streaming, dripping to the ground. And he says, "Never enough time. By the end of the tunnel, it's all going to..." And the 5 of you sit down as the train starts to pick up steam, all of with this sense of deja vu. As you look over, there are 2 women in Victorian high collared dresses, we're definitely watching Anton with interest. That's where we'll pick up next week, or in 2 weeks when we come back. Orrorsh is a land of very strange mysteries to solve. V, you are not dead at this point. Lady Salvo, you are not dead.
We still hate you.
We will come. Well, that's
Peach is
fair. Peaches is sitting there with Tyrannic, but when we tell this story, we should start off by telling Tyrannic that Peaches is dead. Thank you guys for joining me on this. There is, if you are wondering where JM comes up with his evil ideas, there's this great little sidebar in the Orrorsh book that talks a lot about what just happened here. So you should always go and check out all of the great products that Ulisses has to offer, including the new Orrorsh book, which crowdfunding just completed several weeks ago, and we will be giving you more information as we discover if there's going to be late backer pledges or how you can get it once it gets delivered and goes out into the wild. But I hope, chat, you had a good time. Horsemen, Orrorsh isn't a good time, but at least I hope you enjoyed hanging out and playing some games. Maddie's text to me when I was like, cool, you're a skinwalker now. She was like, what? Wait, is V dead? So we will be back in 2 weeks with more of the great Horseman action. Again, I apologize for any of the technical difficulties at the front end. We did get them figured out. Thank you as always to Phantom and JD, who are juggling so many technical things behind the scenes that just allows me to sit back and enjoy running a game. I will actually be back on Thursday with more Fading Suns and the crew of the Oh Boy. And next week on Thursday, I have a very special stream for everyone. I'm going to be here at the studio, and I'm going to be giving you a sneak peek behind the new Aventuria expansion, The Curse of Borberad. If you don't know what Aventuria it is the card game for set in the world of the Dark Eye. There's a lot of overlap between the two rules. We're going to have the camera set up so you can see this. It is coming to Game on Tabletop, and I will be giving you a sneak peek behind the scenes at this this kind of deluxe box set that's coming out. It's designed for solo play, but you can also have up to 5 other friends join you, and you can all explore this Tower of Barbarad, which has some, I was looking at the cards today, has some really unique lore and mechanics to it. So we'll be back here on Thursday with Fading Suns, and next week we will be doing that on here on the Ulysses International stream. Next Tuesday, you can find me on the Iconic Production channel running Jackals, the Curse of Sinan, as we continue to, or the Cult of Sinan, as we continue to explore that. As always, I could not do this without my wonderful cast of horsemen. Ross and Lily and Maddie and Mark. Thank you guys all for joining in this crazy game that we call Torg, the Horsemen. We will be back in 2 weeks with more Torg. Thank you all for watching, and thank you for interacting. Chat, you are delightful, and I will see you all in 2 weeks. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay gaming. This is JM the GM. These are my horsemen, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.